How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be going over a problem called contains duplicate. So the problem description says, given an array of integers, find if the array contains any duplicates. Your function should return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and it should return false if every element is distinct. So if we look at the first example, we see 1, 2, 3, 1, and we return true because 1 appears twice in this array. Looking at the second example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We return false because all the elements in this array are unique. Looking at example 3, we could see obviously that there are multiple values in the array that are not unique, so we can return true, meaning that there are duplicates. So now we have to think about our algorithm. So I think a good way to solve this problem is kind of just remembering what you've seen. So we can walk through the array and just try and remember every kind of element that we've seen. So for the first example, we see 1. And we just remember, okay, we've seen 1. And we could do that by having a list or a hash set. A hash set would probably be more efficient, but we could talk about that later. So somehow we're going to remember what we've seen. So we see 1, we remember it. We see 2, we say, have we seen 2 before? No. Okay, now we have 1 and 2 as our seen values. Now we go to 3, still haven't seen 3. And now we finally reach 1, and we see, because we're keeping a list of the things that we've seen, we know that we've seen 1 before. We can do the same thing for the second example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw 1 into our seen pile, throw 2 into our seen pile, throw 3 into our seen pile, throw 4 into our seen pile. We've traversed the entire array. We haven't revisited an element, so we could return false. So now for the actual algorithm. So I'm going to propose that we use something called a hash set to remember what we've seen before, because our hash set offers very fast lookup time. So we can make a hash set of integers. We'll call it set. We'll set it to a new hash set integer. And now all we have to do is, like we said, we're going to walk through all the numbers inside of nums. So for int I in nums. This is a for each loop. And now we just have to check 2 conditions, right? So the first thing we're going to check is if our set contains the number that we're on, we want to return true. Because again, that's the case where we're revisiting something, or we have already seen this element because our set contains it. So if that's the case, we're just going to return true. Otherwise, we want to say set.add I, or we want to add the element that we're on to our seen set so that we know if we see this element again, we can return true. And finally, if we walk through the entire array, like in the second example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get to the end of it and we've never returned true, we could simply return false. So let's check this out, see if we pass. Looks like we do. We could check out the details. And LeetCode tells us we passed 18 out of 18 test cases, and we're in about the 33 percentile in terms of runtime. Okay, guys, so that's how you figure out if an array contains a duplicate in Java. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.